If you're watching the replay on YouTube, you can go ahead and skip ahead a few minutes. We're going to wait for everybody to get on. Good morning, good morning. Come in and get comfortable. We'll get started in just a minute. I hope everybody had a great weekend. How was it? Good morning, good morning. Hello, Miss Marlowe. It was fantastic. Awesome. Good morning. Uh-oh, deep breaths needed. It was really good. Yay, good. How was the whole like time change thing? Oh, I woke up and I was like, oh, I slept late. And then I realized it was a time change. Awesome. Thank you, Michelle. Finally got my own tarot deck. Now I'm wanting an oracle deck. Do you have any suggestions? One of my favorite oracle decks, I think a lot of people love this oracle deck, is the Energy Oracle cards. You can find it on Amazon. It's by Sandra Ann Taylor. It's a really great deck. Felt like midnight driving to work this morning. Oh, I bet it does. So, okay, welcome everybody. If you're new here, this is your weekly Tarotscope, okay? What we do is we look at the week ahead. And the reason why we do that is because we want like a little bit of a cheat sheet of what's coming up for us and how we can navigate the week ahead, whether it be perceived as positive or negative, okay? So the more you come to these sessions, the more that these readings are going to resonate with you personally, okay? So just sit back, hang out. We're going to cleanse our heart chakra first. We're going to rebalance it. This bowl is attuned. Thank you for the hearts. This bowl is attuned to the frequency of the heart chakra, okay? So while the bowl is singing, all you do is just relax and let the vibration enter your auric field, and you can imagine like all the stress and anxiety and negativity leaving that heart chakra, okay? So here we go. Nice deep breaths. Just breathe. Now let's collectively take one super deep breath in. Feel your lungs, expand your rib cage, pick up all that heaviness. Now blow it out. And just let it go. Okay? Feels good. Okay. Love the time change. Good. Oh, I'm glad it works out for you better, Patty. Okay, good morning, Miss Jamie. Let's get our fairy blessing. Our fairy blessing is like an overall energy blessing for the week ahead, and we see how it pertains to the tarot as we pull a spread, okay? So let's see what our fairy blessing is this week. Oops. Ooh, a blessing of being understood. I love this card. First of all, look how pretty it is. I'm going to show YouTube and then TikTok. It's such a pretty card. There's a lot of light coming through the through the blinds. But it's number 43, okay? So as we know in numerology, 4 is the logical mind, okay? 4 is more like connection to the 3D world, right? It's looking at what is, okay? And then 3 is expression. So this is about you expressing your authenticity and maybe somebody else expressing their authenticity with you. And it's like this vibration of being understood. It's like, oh, somebody gets me. Okay, somebody understands. So having this blessing of being understood, everybody, every human wants to be understood, wants to be appreciated and valued, right? And so when we feel like we find a connection where people understand us or we understand them, it's just a beautiful way of moving through life with that support. Okay. So this is really, it's a really nice card. I like that because, like I said, everybody wants to be understood in their own way. But the only way that you're going to be understood is if you are standing in your authenticity, if you're standing in your power. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do first is we're going to choose the deck for the week. Okay. So this is the Wizard's Tarot, deck number 1, and this is Tarot Mucha, deck number 2. Vote in the comments. Please only vote once. And y'all on TikTok and y'all on YouTube, please help me keep track of how many votes we get, okay? So deck 1, Wizard's Tarot. Deck 2, Tarot Mucha. Deck 1 or deck 2? It looks like deck 1 is getting it so far. It's even on YouTube. 1 or 2? I think 1s are really getting it. I know y'all like the Wizard's Tarot. Deck 1, deck 2, deck 1, deck 2. Okay, it looks like 1s have it. Yeah. Thank y'all so much. All right, I love this deck. It's a great deck. Okay. Thank you, Jamie. And thank you, Miss Marlowe. And Miss Elizabeth. I appreciate y'all's help. Since we've gotten the World card the last 4 weekends, tell me in the comments how you feel that is playing out for you, because I'm very curious, right? We've had the World, we had it reversed the first weekend, right? And the last 3 weekends, it's been direct. So how has the World card been showing up in your own life? Let me know in the comments. Oh, okay. I can shuffle. All right, let's see what's coming up for us this week. Been breaking major life-changing cycles. Excellent. And getting serious confirmations on Saturday. Perfect, Michelle. Oh, I like it. My husband and I have had a lot of discussions about changing paradigms around money. Good for you. See, that's what we want. I've been close to an ending, but I keep chickening out. It's okay, Marlo. It's a big decision, right? It's a big decision. Give yourself grace and, you know, in due time. I've been more standing firm on my boundaries. Good, Jennifer. Good, good, good. All right, so let's see what's coming up for us. Y'all can still share your experiences. I'm just going to go ahead and start the reading. All right, what is our energy for today? Today, we have the 7 of Swords in reverse. Isn't that interesting how we're talking about a blessing of being understood, and we have the 7 of Swords in reverse? So this can mean a couple of things, okay? Number 1, let me put this deck down so I can talk with my hands. So number one, when the Seven of Swords is in reverse, it's indicating a truth is revealed. Okay. Now, this could be your own personal truth, or it could be a truth of somebody was deceiving you and now you're getting that truth. Now you're seeing the light of what has happened. Okay. So if we have this blessing of being understood, maybe it's because there's a situation where you finally take that mask off and you speak your truth. Okay. Or maybe there is a situation where somebody was attempting to deceive you and now the truth is coming out. And the universe is like, what are you going to do about this? Maybe you were trying to deceive somebody and the truth comes out. And let's not just blame everybody else, right? What are you trying to cover up? So either way, it's all about truth today, something being revealed. Either you're taking off the false mask or you're finding out a truth or somebody's finding out a truth about you. So it's always best. I always tell my kids, it's always best to just go ahead and tell the truth. Because if you tell the truth, we can work through it, right? But if you lie to me, you've broken that trust, and now I have to have some consequences play out, right? So it's always good to tell the truth because you don't have to keep up with anything. I don't have the energy or the desire to have to keep up with lies, right? So it's best to always be your authentic self. And I was talking about your authentic self with a lovely friend of mine, and we were talking about how people are so different in front of the camera than they are in person. And it was like really disappointing when we met certain people that we were, kind of like talking with or talking about. And I was like, yeah, they're so, like this, they're so kind and open and talkative in person. I mean, over Zoom, but then, or over like social media, but then like you meet them in person and it's totally different. And, that disappoints people. That's why they always say never meet your hero, because they present themselves as one way and then in reality, they're another, right? It's better just to be yourself. Okay. What you see here on these lives is what you get in real life. So take it or leave it. I don't know what to tell you, but when you're standing in your authenticity, you don't have to play a part. You don't have to act. You don't have to cover things up. You don't have to hide. You just are who you are. And that's it. And that way people can honestly connect with you or disconnect from you. Okay. And you don't have people going, gosh, they're much better over the camera than they are in person. You know what I'm saying? So that's my take on that. Hang on, let me get this so I can see y'all's comments. Painted faces. Oh, I like that. Parenting skills. I would always say, oh, yeah. And it showed up as I'm no longer allowing myself to be taken for granted anymore. Good for you, Sandy. I mean, stepping into new levels of awareness, kind of like getting a power up on a video game. Perfect, Jamie. Perfect. I love that. For some reason, we're getting money back on our taxes. Hey, that's always good. And ending around self-doubt. Good, Miss Molly. That's awesome. That's very true. I actually met someone who was two-faced, and they were my mentor. Oh, she got ugly and alive at her spouse in a manner I couldn't believe she did. Holy cow. Or deceiving yourself. Yeah, absolutely, Jennifer. We do deceive ourselves a lot, and especially when it comes to other people. We're like, oh, no, they would never. Or we try to see the potential in them, and we're only lying to ourselves about who the person is because the person is constantly showing us who they are through their actions, right? People don't tell us who they are through their words. They tell us who they are through their actions. Because remember how we talked about the other day, actions are thoughts in motion, okay? I've learned that through the Jungian psychology, and I thought that was brilliant. Actions are thoughts in motion. So when somebody's telling you who they are, you need to believe it. Stop lying to yourself. Women do that a lot, unfortunately, because we want to, number one, we can see through their persona and we see the goodness that they could be, but we have to understand that if somebody's deciding not to be that good version of themselves or the higher version of themselves, their decision. So anywho, all right, let's get on to Tuesday. Tuesday, we have the Hanged Man. Okay, so if there's any important decisions or movement that needs to happen on Tuesday, it's telling you, let's take a pause. Okay, because there is a need to look at a different perspective as far as what you're dealing with on Tuesday. Okay, so practice the pause on Tuesday and think, okay, what would my higher self do here? What can I learn from this situation? Because the hanged man is hanging by his feet on the tree of life. And the reason why he's doing that is kind of like an initiation, like he has to stay there until he finally has this aha moment, till he can finally understand the keys to life, how life works. Okay. So on Tuesday, there might be some big situation where you maybe finally have that aha moment. And it's just telling you, practice the pause and do what is for your highest good. We got to let go of what's going on externally and look at what's going on internally and spiritually. We got to look through the spiritual lens, not the physical lens. Okay? Let's look at Wednesday. Wednesday, ooh, we have the Knight of Wands. Fast movement, okay? Energetic movement, enthusiasm, excitement, exploration. Wednesday is a much better day to move forward, to charge forward. And the Knight of Wands is connected to Sagittarius, okay? Sagittarius is connected to Jupiter. It is connected to your spiritual growth. It is connected to luck, if you like to believe in luck. I see luck as alignment, but it's still a thing. It is your spiritual evolution, it's higher learning. And the Knight of Wands, they just follow their intuition. They follow where the energy takes them. Okay. Now, I always say that the Knight of Wands is not like my favorite knight in the cards because he's very like, I'm here for a good time, not a long time, which is not always a bad thing. But, he wants to feel free. He wants to be able to move. He wants to be able to explore. He wants to be able to travel and experience everything and everyone and all of that. And we all need a little bit of this in our lives, right? So Wednesday is a really good day to be able to just set yourself free, go outside, go explore, follow your intuition, okay? That would be a good experimental day on your intuition. Be like, okay, what is my intuition telling me? And I'm just going to, all day, I'm just going to follow it and see what happens. Okay. Hang on, let me check up on, I don't know why I keep closing that comments. Whoops. The eclipse is on Friday, Mercury retrograde on Saturday. Holy guacamole. This is not witchcraft. If you don't know what you're talking about, it's best to be quiet. There we go. You know what's funny is that people like Christians that come on here and they start talking crap in my comments, they have no idea that a lot of the things that they do in their Christian practices are rituals. Like a wedding. A wedding is a ritual. They don't realize it. A christening is a ritual. When it comes to people, I have them falling left and right. Good for you. Good, good, good. Okay, let's look at Thursday. Thursday, we have the Six of Swords in reverse, okay? So we are definitely ramping up for Mercury retrograde, okay? When the Six of Swords is in reverse, it's about going back to a situation that is not the best, okay? When it's direct, it's about moving on to better, more healthier landscapes where the seas are much calmer, okay? And water in tarot is connected to your emotions. Well, the swords in tarot connected to your thoughts. So the Six of Swords kind of combines both because your thoughts often dictate your emotions, right? So here, when Six of Swords is in reverse, it's the mind going back to an old situation, an old turbulent situation, and it stirs up the emotions again, okay? So there could be an issue where some old situation comes back around, whether it be mentally or like they literally come back around and it kind of stirs up the emotions. Now, this is a minor arcana. So this is something you can handle. Not a huge deal. It's just like, hey, what are we going to do with this situation? Okay. How am I going to not let myself go back to that old way of thinking, that old way of feeling? right? And we're ramping up to the eclipse. We're ramping up to Mercury retrograde. So we're going to have all kinds of stuff coming up, whether it be, like I said, literally or just emotionally, like internally. So be prepared and don't let yourself get attached to that. Understand what it is. The universe, all these planetary alignments are not here to punish us. They are here to help us evolve. It's giving us this supportive energy in order to do what we know we need to do. So don't be afraid. Like, eclipses. We don't do energetic work. We don't put our crystals out. We don't make moon water on eclipses because it's too sporadic or erratic energy, right? So what do? We just sit back and we relax and we let what needs to happen. And we handle it for our highest good. Okay. When Mercury goes retrograde, we don't fear, we don't hide. We understand, okay, well, here's the potential of when Mercury goes retrograde. Here's how it could affect my life. So I'm going to be more aware of this situation and I'm going to utilize what I know. I'm going to understand, okay, this is being expressed to me in whatever way, either physically or internally. I need to handle this situation. And the way I need to do it is maybe set boundaries. I need to release this. I need to do whatever. Okay? So don't be afraid of planetary alignments. Understand that they are the supporting energy for you to be able to move forward in your evolution. Okay? I was just talking to my conservative dad about the rituals of weddings. Were you really? It's a thing. Yeah, they're all rituals. Good morning, Miss Lindsay. I'm cutting off my hair again on Wednesday and dyeing it again. Uh-oh. Hey, Miss Sue. Marlo, you cracked me up. Okay, let's look at what's underneath the deck. Let's see what's hiding. We have the King of Cups in reverse, okay? So again, we have emotional states happening, and it's telling you to be able to sit in those emotions. We have one major arcana, which is the Hanged Man. We're starting off with the Seven of Swords in reverse, and we have the Six of Swords in reverse, okay? A lot that has to do with the mind this week, okay? And the Hanged Man is like, hey, I know you're seeing it as this, but we need to look through the spiritual lens. Because the Hanged Man and the Knight of Wands are both very spiritual cards. Because like I said, the Knight of Wands is connected to Sagittarius. Sagittarius is your spiritual evolution. It's your spiritual enlightenment. And the only way you're going to have that is by having all these different experiences. That's why this card, like I said, it's not my favorite card in relationships, okay? But personally, it's really good because the more experiences you have in life, the more fulfillment your soul is going to have and the more you're going to awaken, right? That's why, like, most people that, grow up in the same town, they live in the same town, or grow up in one town, they live in the same town their entire life, and they don't really expand, they don't really do much. Their evolution is really stunted because they haven't gone out to explore the world and have these different experiences. Does that make sense? That's why it's important to travel. That's why it's important to move around if you can. I mean, learn all the things that you can because that's how you gain more evolution. Got it? I had both a priest and a shaman bless my house on different days. They did very similar things. Oh, they will. It's funny. They get so scared and it's like, you're all doing rituals. You just don't realize it. It's just cloaked under a different name. Like in the Catholic religion, they use incense. They speak into their water. It's called holy water, right? They speak into the water and the water remembers. You can do the same thing at home. You can bless your water. You can speak into your water. They do all kinds of things. They do a whole ritual of eating the bread and drinking the wine. To me, I've always thought that was so creepy. I grew up in Catholic faith, Catholic and Baptist. So I'm not like just talking shit about something I don't know. I've always thought that was creepy, eating the body and drinking the blood. I'm like, seems like witchcraft to me. I'm moving into a brand new house on Saturday. What should I do to cleanse and bless it? Oh, that's exciting, Sue. What you can do is, if you can, open all the windows, get some Palo Santo, and just cleanse the house. Put on some like really nice music if you want to, or just say positive affirmations and let all that energy flow out the windows. And you, yeah, do whatever feels right. I'm writing an aligned travel journal. That's awesome, Melanie. I like that. Can't wait to see that. All right, let's see what else we need to know. You know, this blessing of being understood can also be about you understanding yourself and your journey, you understanding the people that play their part in your journey and how you play your part in theirs, and just understanding the whole process. That way you don't have that personal attachment to everything. When something doesn't go as you expected or doesn't go right, whatever it is, you're like, oh, okay, well, that's probably because it wasn't meant to, right? Like we were just supposed to play a part, and it sucks that it's not going to continue, but I understand it and I accept it. You know, we can look at it that way. All right, we have journey and reverse. Let's read this, because remember, we were just talking about journey, and it could be the fact that these are happening is because maybe there's an area of your life, of your journey, one path where you feel a little bit stuck. And again, that's why I say these planetary alignments, all of this movement, the eclipses and everything, are meant to support you in one way or another. It's going to be different for everybody because we all have our own personal journey, right? But it's meant to just allow you to have things cleared away, for you to, you know, go within and figure out what's holding you back. How are you sabotaging yourself? Maybe how you're letting other people sabotage you. It just depends. But I want to read this to you because I love these messages. Says you may desire to move or just get away for a while, but the reverse of this card can indicate a delay or even a cancellation. Something could be standing in your way, or perhaps lines of communication may get crossed. Don't let the potential changes upset you. Refocus your energy and be flexible enough to alter your schedule or destination as needed. Remember, you can always create new adventures, even in your present location or situation. So this applies to physically moving or metaphorically moving. Got it? So that's what I was saying. There might be a delay here in something. It's telling you to practice the pause, because on Wednesday, the movement will be much more better supported for you. Okay? If you find out something that has happened today and you're like, well, that just brings a halt to this situation. Well, okay. Redirecting, you know, kind of like your GPS, recalculating. Don't worry. Every no is just a redirection. I know there's a better phrase that's connected to that, but I can't think of it right now. Maybe y'all can remember. It's always a blessing. The eclipse is occurring along the south node, which represents things we are meant to move away from. There you go. Yes, we need to be redirected. Absolutely. South node is Virgo, letting go of themes such as overthinking, perfection, and service out of duty. Yeah, can you imagine thinking, you know, the people that have a hard time saying no, and it's like they think that they're supposed to be the one that always helps them. Have you ever seen that movie, 27 Dresses? I watched that this weekend. Such a great movie, because she couldn't say no. And she was filling her life with everybody else's weddings and events. She was doing all the things and wearing herself out and blocking her own relationships because she couldn't say no. And she's very Virgo type energy. She wanted everything to be perfect for them. And it's like, once you learn how to say no, and once you learn how to allow yourself to experience life, I mean, it's so much nicer. It's not like you have to say no to everybody, but you don't have to say yes to everybody. So yeah, that's you. Uh-oh. You're going to get some lessons, Molly. Rejection is redirection. Yes, thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Tanya. Redirection, not rejection. Yes, y'all are, see, thank you. I knew y'all would have it. Okay. Let's see. And it could be today, since we have the Seven of Swords in reverse. Remember how we had thief over the weekend? And I was talking about it could be something that is physically taken from you, or it could be something where you feel like something is taken from you. It could be something that is returned today. So think about that, okay? Yes, no is a whole sentence. Absolutely. Ooh, we have spark in reverse. Isn't that interesting? You know, I was just thinking about when you said that, Lisa, when we said no is a whole sentence. You know, it's funny how people will accept yes as a whole sentence, but they have a hard time accepting no as a whole sentence. They expect reasoning. When you say yes to something, they don't want an explanation as to why you said yes. But if you say no to something, they want to know why. They expect an explanation. I had a somebody I knew from a long time ago ask me out, and I said, no, thank you. And he said, can I ask why? No. I don't have to explain. You asked me a question, and I answered you, and I was polite, right? But yeah, whenever you say no, people expect an explanation to your reasoning, to your answer, but they don't do that when you say yes, because they're getting something out of you, right? You're allowed to say no, and you're allowed to not have to give a reason. All right, so we have spark in reverse. I don't know if we've ever pulled this card, you guys. It's number 34. It says, sometimes your fire gets doused by others who don't want you to be all that you can be. Is that not true? In that case, you need to move away from the water lest things get too damp. The spark card in reverse position may also indicate that you're allowing yourself to be so consumed by a thought, feeling, or situation that you're in danger of becoming completely burned out. Compulsion and impulsiveness must be tempered now. Rest by a warm fire, let things die down a bit. Then you'll see if the true spark will still be there. If not, you can always light another fire at another time. Stop wearing yourself out, okay? Rest, relax, let things happen, release. Don't let other people around you dim your light, because it makes them very uncomfortable when you start shining bright, and you just got to start handing out some sunglasses. It's the ego. They feel rejected once no enters the chat. Oh, totally. You wear yourself out sometimes? Yeah, we have to allow ourselves time to rest. To us, it feels counterproductive, but it's actually extremely important, because that's where a lot of the times you'll find those aha moments, is when you're allowing yourself to rest, because we've been so programmed that we have to do, go, produce, perform. We have to do all these things. Otherwise, you're not good enough. You're not doing enough. And a lot of the times when you're forcing that kind of action, you're working against yourself. Sometimes you just need to chill and relax. And you're like, oh, what about this? And then you start the movement, okay? Yes, rest is vital for transformation. It's something that we have to completely reprogram the mind on, because one of the reasons that we have so many diseases is because people don't allow themselves to rest, okay? And it all begins with your energy, right? If you're not giving yourself time to regenerate your energy, then your body is just working on empty, okay? And that affects your mind, it affects your soul, affects everything. So you must rest. It's not just good for your physical health, it's your mental, emotional, and spiritual health. What else do we need to know? Ooh, we have delight. Look at that. That's pretty. What number is that? Number 14. We're going to read this one. I like that. That's a pretty card. Dancing around the maypole. Okay, it says clap your hands with joy and let your inner child play. Be silly or play hooky and take a day off. This isn't the time to buckle down and get to work. See? It's telling you just to chill. This is when you should be madcap and spontaneous. Have fun. So especially Tuesday and Wednesday are days that like you can chill and go have fun. Okay? Now listen, you do what is right for you. Don't blame it on me. Your soul wants you to know your spirit guardians are delighted when you're filled with childlike wonder, joy, and exuberance. When just one person experiences true delight, this joyous energy radiates outward like ripples in a pool, reaching even the farthest shores of humanity. Your pleasure can rejuvenate you and can have a powerful healing effect on others. So what it's essentially saying is your energy impacts other people. If you are exhausted, what are you going to be? Cranky. And the people around you are picking up on that energy. When your energy is depleted, you start sucking off of other people's energy and you're depleting them. So you're doing not only yourself a disservice, you're also doing the people around you a disservice. And then it just keeps this pattern going. Okay? So if you've been thinking about playing hooky or just taking a day off or doing something for yourself, Tuesday and Wednesday might be the days that works best for you. But again, that's your decision. If you get fired, it's not my fault. I'm kidding. You're playing hooky today? Hey, perfect. Temperature here is going to be spring fever. Oh, nice. Yeah. The next week and a half at least, we got really good spring weather. So I'm excited. And in Texas, we have to be very careful because it tricks us into thinking it's springtime, and oftentimes it's false spring. So we're always on the edge here. I'm relaxing, listening to you and watching a pair of small bluebirds eating plums off my tree. Ah, that's amazing. You were thinking about taking a day off this week? There you go, Jennifer. All right, what else do we need to know this week? Ooh, am I in my head or in my heart? Love that, especially for now. That's, you know, all this stuff coming up, all the planetary alignments, all the cards that we've pulled. Yeah. What is the quality of your self-talk? Our brain is like a muscle. If we condition it daily, the fears and limitations will take over. Mastering our thoughts is about being the creator of our own life. Where your head meets your heart is where miracles happen. We know this because science proves that we have these neural pathways that we have conditioned time over time over time over time, right? And the only way that you're going to create the new neural pathways is by like intentionally setting your thoughts, doing affirmations, catching yourself in negative thoughts and reframing them. You have to be in control. Okay, it says today's soul action. Today, master your mind. Watch an inspiring video, do some tapping, read an empowering book, or write out all the reasons why you believe in yourself and your dreams. Okay? A lot of the times, if you're going to do this, it's better to put pen to paper because when you put pen to paper, it connects with your brain more. Okay? If you found that just speaking affirmations doesn't work for you, try writing them out. But pay attention to your mind this week. Understand the planetary alignments and how that can be influencing the way you think and the way you feel, and catch that and reframe it into something positive and constructive. I have something that I'm going to try to work on for everybody if it's possible. I'm not going to say what it is, but it's a way to reprogram your mind. And I'm seeing if it's something that is possible. If so, then it's going to be exciting. I had sleep paralysis last night. It was the first time. Oh, wow. I don't know if I've ever gotten that. I can't remember. So I guess not. All right. What else do we need to know? Lynx, keeper of secrets. Isn't that interesting? We had this not too long ago, right? So it says, take time out from the world and be the observer. This links card seems to come up when the Hanged Man comes up, because I believe we had the same 2 cards last time I pulled the links. Nothing can deceive you when you, nothing can deceive you when you trust your knowing. You see other secrets and keep them sacred. In silence and solitude, you will find your strength. There you go. Okay, so here we have the 7 of Swords in reverse. That's what I'm saying. Like, there could be a situation where you feel like somebody's trying to like be dishonest or like trying to portray themselves in a different light. And you're like, no, like I see that, right? But you're just kind of observing and you're looking, okay, well, this is how, there must be something going on with them personally. Maybe they're insecure, maybe whatever, so many different scenarios that could be happening. But you see the person as they are, right? Remember, actions are people's thoughts in motion. And so you observe it and you see, okay, got you. And that's what I was talking about earlier. When you see somebody on camera and then you meet them in person and they're not the same, they're not as friendly, they're not as bubbly, they're just like soul sucking, you're like, okay, clocked your attitude, clocked your personality, got it, noted. And then you move forward by like distancing yourself from them or like whatever you need to do, right? But when you're the observer, it's also about observing how, you know, you're feeling in a situation. What is your body telling you? What is your emotions telling you? What is your mind telling? Like, being the observer of your own self can also help you to understand yourself better. That way you also understand other people better. And you understand how things are playing out as a bit of a lesson or a revelation of sorts. Does that make sense? Okay. We don't always have to be doing. Sometimes we need to step back and observe and reevaluate, because life is always changing. And if we're not paying attention, if we're just like focusing on making progress and going for, you know, we're going to miss it. Okay. We're going to finally like turn around and look back and everybody's already gone the other way. And you're like, oh, wait, shit. I missed that. I wasn't paying attention. Hang on. Virgo's ruled by Mercury. Mercury is the mind, how we receive and process info. Stay grounded and present. Yes. That's the best thing, is like, if you feel like everything's just kind of wonky, ground your energy, okay? If you're in the tribe, you have a full meditation on grounding and protecting your energy. Just go back to that, listen to it, and get yourself back together. What else do we need to know? I see a lot of nature in these cards. So if you have good weather, by all means, get your butt outside. Get you some vitamin D. Go put your feet in the grass if you can to ground your energy. I mean, that's immediate. Whatever you can to get out in nature will be great. What else do we need to know this week? You always fall asleep. Try sitting up or try standing up during a meditation. Look at this. We got this card again. We just recently pulled this, right? Or was it a personal reading? New heights. Let your connection with spirit ground you as you reach for the sky. Growth potential. Embrace change to unlock your full potential and flourish. That's exactly what the Hanged Man is doing. Okay? The Hanged Man is trying something different in order to grow spiritually. He is foregoing his like 3D attachments so he can grow spiritually, right? So that's what this is telling you. And that's why we have these, again, these planetary alignments. It's like we have to step away from the attachment. This is like saying, this here is part of me. This is part of my identity. Y'all always know I've always got like sparkling water, right? I love it. But this is not me. This is not who I am. It's just what I enjoy. And if there was no more sparkling water tomorrow, I'd be okay. Because I don't identify myself as like, I have to have this. This is part of me. Do you understand? So that's detachment. Just like a relationship. A relationship is something that you're meant to experience and enjoy throughout life. It doesn't mean that is the essence of who you are. That person does not identify you. You know, like the fucking Jerry Maguire movie, you know, and they're like, you complete me. No. That's what screwed a lot of people up. Is like, you are complete, they are complete, and together you make a beautiful story. But they're not you, you're not them in that essence. Is that making sense? Good. Okay. You have your doors and windows open? I love it. I'm going to be opening my windows in a little bit. It was a little chilly this morning, so I had to wait. But anytime the weather's good, I'm like, whoop, there they go. Whoop. Okay. That was interesting. We have ring, marital union, eternal love, long-term commitment, meaning a perfect partner. That could be something that happens, or it could be an issue with something going on in your marriage. It was chilly this morning for you too? Yeah. It's funny because I always laugh when I go into my closet because I'm one of those people that separates out all the like, I have like tank tops, short sleeve, and long sleeves, right? Well, when you're in Texas, it's either hot or cold. We don't have a whole lot of like spring weather. And so I always laugh where I don't have like a whole lot of like short sleeve stuff or like light stuff. It's either like tank tops or long sleeve. It's weird. All right, what else do we need to know this week? That'd be funny if I pull the same card. Oh, we have Lion. Look at that. Self-control, leadership, personal power, strength, and courage. Okay, that's what I'm saying. We have this supportive energy. And the Lion, this is connected to Leo. Leo rules a heart, right? The Lion in tarot is connected to the Strength card. Strength is about your strength as far as like your spiritual connection, your understanding to how things work, and you overcoming fear, you overcoming the ego. Okay? So this is a big opportunity for you this week to overcome the ego, to not let fear dictate everything that happens in your life. You guys, we have so many things thrown at us daily, all day, to try to put us in fear mode. Why? Because people are easy to control when they're afraid. Okay? That's why it happens all the time. So when you stop being afraid and you take control and you start moving in ways that are for your highest good, for humanity's highest good, then we start to see the real change. Okay? Yes, you are the lion and the lion tamer. Abso-freaking-lutely. Let's see, what else? Should we even try the Kipper deck, you guys? I'm tired of getting the thief card. Let's see. We were getting the community card for a while. Now it's changed. So let's see. What else do we need to know? Woo, we got distant horizons. I like that much better. So distant horizons indicates that you see this anchor, right? It's breaking free. And it's telling you that you can see progress. You can see it's like the Six of Swords, right? Where I told you you're moving on to bigger and better landscapes. Well, here it's in reverse. So it can indicate that maybe you have the potential on Thursday to like get a setback. But you're like, no. I'm going to choose to turn this direct, and I'm going to choose to continue moving forward, right? It is a mindset. It is something you decide to do. And the distant horizons card is like there is progress being made and it's happening over time. Like you should be able to see progress. You have a goal in sight and you see it happening, and this weight is being cast away, it's being dropped, or it's being lifted, however you want to see it. Okay, does that make sense? You're allowing yourself to break free from these mental chains. So, Jamie, what is the moon, the eclipse in? What sign is the eclipse in? I don't remember off the top of my head right now. Virgo. Okay, thank you. Well, there you go. Okay, so no wonder. Yeah, okay, so Virgo, and then the south node's in Virgo. Okay, that's why I got it now. There we go. Yeah, a lot has to do with the mind. Virgos are great at problem solving, but their negative vibrational side is that they overanalyze things. They get into analysis paralysis. Then they start punishing themselves. The solar eclipse will occur in Aries at the end of the month. Okay. It's crazy, all these eclipses. But yeah, Virgo is your daily habits, it's your work habits, it's your health, it's all those things. And it's asking you, like, what are you doing? And it all begins here in the mind. Okay? We have to reprogram that mind. And you might have some things just like really coming up this week where it might feel like overload. So what are you going to do? You're going to go outside and ground your energy. You're going to breathe. You're going to relax and ask yourself, what is my mind trying to tell me? Is this constructive or is it deconstructive or destructive? You know what I mean? Am I having productive thoughts, or are they like self-deprecating thoughts? How can I change this? Remember how I said you put pen to paper to really ingrain it into the brain. And that would be perfect for this eclipse in Virgo. So your sun is a Virgo. Oh, goodness. Any severe ADHD, OCD. Oh, man. Poor baby. That's hard. All right. What else do we need to know? Somebody just spray perfume. I don't have any candles lit in here. I just got a whiff of like perfume. It smells good. Look at this. We have foggy bog, patience. Remember how it says in every card right here is telling you it's not about like movement this week. It's more about being receptive. It was you? Okay. You sprayed Febreze? Okay, oh, I smelled something. It smelled more perfumey, like floral perfumey than Febreze, but yeah. So anyways, the foggy bog is like you see, you know what's interesting is I was looking at this light right here, and there's the light here, this fire, okay? And we see this here. It's like things are a bit foggy right now, and that's okay, because in due time, when you're patient, everything clears up. So this week is more about you relaxing. Like I said, taking a day off if you need to take a day off, doing something that brings you joy, because you know that the energy is a little bit sporadic right now. So you're like, you know what? I'm not doing any energy work. I'm not making moon water. I'm not sending my crystals out. I'm not doing all those things because I know that we're going through a bit of like a reset right now. And I'm going to allow myself to navigate through it the best way that I know how. And that is through surrender. That is through raising my vibration and doing something joyous and understanding that everything will clear up pretty soon. Okay? And you know, patience is not my favorite word, but we got to have it. It is a virtue. Damn it. Let's get our money message and see what our money message is for the week. Yes, rest, release, and ground. I like it. Your mind was going crazy last night as well. Yeah. When we know that our mind is going crazy, it's really good to do some breathing exercises, some grounding exercises, And again, if you need to start writing out your positive affirmations, do that, okay? Because then your brain is focusing on that and it's connecting that to your brain. Oh, thank you so much, Jessica. I appreciate that. She said, I'm new here, but I must say you're simply amazing. Thank you. All right, what is our money message for the week? We have designer. Okay, so this is connected to money. There's 3 ways to resonate with this card. So let's see what it says. Number 1, you're being called to tune into your own individuality and express yourself. Well, here we have the blessing of being understood. Okay, well, the only way that you're going to be understood by other people is you understanding yourself and allowing yourself to be your authentic self, letting that freak flag fly. Number 2, a career in fashion, art, or any artistic endeavor could be just for you. If that's what you've been dreaming of and trying to manifest, you might see some progress happen this week. Number 3, get creative with your finances. Perhaps it's time to discover a new talent. Remember how we said here about doing something joyous, doing something that brings you happiness. Well, if that's a new hobby because you feel like your light has been dimmed, then allow yourself to try new things. And if it doesn't work out to where it's your thing, who cares? At least you tried it. At least now you know, and then you can try something else. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't, okay? It's all in, like, you know, we always admire the people who are unafraid to do new things. We always admire people who are their authentic selves, and they try new things, and then they find out what they're good at, or they just go from one thing to the other until they find their place. You can be that person, okay? It doesn't just have to be another person. It could be you, okay? You could be the person who gets to do what they love and maybe makes money at it, or maybe it's just something that you get to do as a side hobby that brings you joy. You don't always have to make money at everything, okay? You love fashion? Nice. You need all the help with finance this week. Start by analyzing where your money's going and tell the universe, you know what? I'm ready to be shown my blessings. I mean, you can say it every day. Like, I'm ready to witness a miracle today. How much money am I going to come across today? And you can do all kinds of things. Play games with the universe. It doesn't matter. Let's see if there's anything else. Let's do this one. We'll do this one, and then we'll do the Rebel deck. Yes, I'm ready to witness a miracle today. Yep. And you can say, universe, show me my blessings. And then start, looking around and realizing how many blessings that you have. If you have a roof over your head, if you have food in your pantry, if you have happy children, if you have a career, those are so many blessings within your life, right? And then the more gratitude you express to those, the more blessings are going to come into your life. What else do we need to know? Oh, confidence is your key to success, new moon in Leo. So this is connected to the lion. Okay. So what this is telling you is you stepping into this confident version of yourself. And the confident version isn't just about you, like portraying this confident person around other people. It's about you being confident in who you are, you being confident in your place in the universe, and understanding that even though you might go through some turbulent times, you're confident in the connection that you have with the divine. You're confident that the universe has your back and is supporting you. I mean, there's so many different ways that you can see this. And new moon in Leo, new moons are always about new experiences, right? Again, like I told you, Leo rules the heart. The heart is your connection to your higher self, to the divine. And we have to be careful of what we let sit in that heart chakra, which is why we do the singing bowl at the beginning of the session on the week, or at the beginning of the week, because we have to make sure that we're not carrying around all that old stuff constantly, because that blocks up our 3D self and our connection to the divine. Okay? And we don't do things for ego. And whenever you realize, I mean, here's the thing. The ego can help you. Okay? The ego can help you. There is no such thing as getting rid of your ego. Your ego is part of your human self. It keeps you safe. It keeps you in line. We just have to make sure it doesn't get like in control of everything. For example, a good way that my ego helps me is that I want to make sure that I know what I'm talking about before I say something to you all, before I put it on social media or whatever, because I don't want somebody coming back and going, you're lying, or you're completely wrong, or blah, blah, blah. Like, I always want to make sure that I understand what I'm talking about, so I'm not giving you false information. And that's how my ego helps me. Now, if I was to let my ego take over, then I would be like, I'm the only one that knows this. I'm the only one that you can come to get this information. And then it becomes really toxic, right? We don't want that. So you have to check where your ego is in life, because your ego, it also wants to keep you safe. So it can keep you from having these new experiences because your ego is very fragile. So you have to ask yourself, is my ego fragile? Am I keeping myself stagnant because I'm afraid of what people are going to think, do, or say because it's just going to crush me? No, I mean, screw it. It's life. Go have the experiences. They're going to talk shit in the beginning. And then once you start evolving and having all these amazing experiences, they're going to be like, I'm so inspired by you. You know, how did you do it? It's like, well, I didn't fucking listen to you. Yes, it could be a guiding light. Yeah. We don't want to get rid of the ego. It is part of us. Okay? We need to acknowledge and celebrate parts of us. Exactly. Everybody's going to talk shit no matter what. So you might as well just do the damn thing. They're going to talk shit if you don't do anything with your life, and they'll talk shit if you do something with your life. So fuck it. Who cares? Who cares? Life is just an experience. It's just an adventure. As long as you're not hurting yourself or anybody else, it does not matter. Doesn't matter. Okay? Just like that person that came in earlier saying that I was doing witchcraft or whatever. That doesn't affect me at all because I know where their ignorance lies. Okay, they have no idea what we're doing here, and they have no idea that their religion also includes witchcraft. So I see their ignorance for what it is, and I let it go. Like, I don't take it personally. It's not my problem. It's their problem. Okay? Oh, hang on. I gotta verify myself. There we go. Yeah, just check it at the door. Yeah, I like that. Thank you so much, Jessica. This is real tarot. This is real coaching. This is real spiritual mentorship. I pride myself in, you know, really trying to help people the best way that I know how. So thank you. I appreciate that a lot. And you feel free to check out my tribe. I have a tribe where we do things oh, speaking of which, Wednesday evening, we have our special guest. We're going to talk about being psychic and how to develop your psychic gifts or abilities. I like to say abilities. I don't like to say gifts, because gifts are like we wait for some outside source to give it to us when we all innately have it. But it's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah. But anyways, yeah, check out the tribe. See if that resonates with you. And that way we have a whole chat group where you can ask questions, you can share your journey. It's a lot of fun. We're starting a book club. Madi is going to be running the book club. So yeah, we've already decided on the first book. So yeah. All right. What is the Rebel deck going to tell us? If you're very sensitive, if your ego is very sensitive, you might want to scroll away, because the Rebel deck it'll call you out. All right, what is our message for this week? Don't fucking force it. Allow that shit to come to you. So again, there's a lot of messages happening this week about you taking a chill pill. Relax. You don't have to overdo it this week. We have a lot of energetic movement happening. So just ride the wave, surrender, see things through your spiritual lens, ground your energy, and don't, like, if something's not working out, right? When we talked about delays earlier, if there is a delay in something, you know what? The universe is delaying this for me, so I'm going to let it happen. And, you know, what's going to happen is going to happen in due time. Okay? Like, if it's meant to be, it will pan out perfectly. All right? Any questions or anything before I sign off? I know we cover a lot of information in these sessions. Thank you, Heather. Check your email, Heather. I sent you one the other day. You're so very welcome. I hope you all have a wonderful week. If you need anything, TikTok is linked in my bio. YouTube, everything is linked in the subscription. But other than that, if you need anything else, you can DM me or email me. I'm happy to help. If you're wanting to learn tarot, get into my self-paced tarot apprenticeship. If you want to get into the Quantum Master Academy, you can get on the wait list for 2026, okay? But I do recommend getting into the self-paced tarot apprenticeship now. That way you're ahead of the game for next year in the Quantum Master Academy, okay? So I hope you all have a wonderful week. I love you very much. I will see you back here Friday morning, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, and we'll look at what's coming up for the weekend. Okay? All right. Bye, y'all.